Welcome. I'm here with John Morris, my good friend.
Hi.
And we're going to be doing, what, 5 days?
5 days, 4 nights.
We're at the Soldier Creek trailhead.
And that puts us at about 6,700 feet of elevation. Working our way up to about 94 or 9,500 over the course of the next day or two.
Yeah, we're going to hike up to Hidden Lakes, do some fishing.
Something that I haven't done in decades. So I'm excited to get all fishy smelling. You know, enjoy yourselves while you're sitting in your chairs at home watching us do all the work on our vacation. We must be some sort of masochists.
So what do you think of the hike so far?
Pretty much every mountain range in Nevada, there's no easy hike. That's okay. I like the burn. Come up 600 feet in a half a mile, and you know you've done it. Here, we're finding new, pretty little purple flowers that we've never seen before. It's very overgrown here. The rocks are different. The geology is different. The thing that really stands out to me is that very comforting sound of the water, because in the Spring Mountains near Vegas, there's not any water. And you have to pack so much water in, it makes it that much more of a chore. And then there, always in the back of your mind is, what if we get to a place and we run out of water? So it adds that little edge of uncertainty and anxiety. And here you can just kind of relax more into the hike because that's one thing you know you can let go. You're asking about Old Glory that I carry with me here. I think it was our first overnighter or our second. We found this flag. Some Boy Scout left it there probably. So we picked it up and I stuck it in my bag and try to remember to take it on the trips when we go. But it's good to have it. Every time we have it, we have Camp America. We like Camp America. It is numbingly cold. I'm gonna put my feet in. For the first few seconds, it's very pleasurable. And that's all. At 8,200 feet, and we find a shell. There's a little pile of them in one little place over here, but it's just strange to find it up here on the trail.
You know it's hot when Gracie goes and lays down in the water.
So, black coat, huh? Who taught you how to pack? That was a bad idea. How about this?
Oh, that's looking promising.
Nice and flat. That's undergrowth.
Put our heads right here.
This is Camp America for tonight.
What do you got there, John?
Ultraviolet dairy pen.
I do purification through the filter system, but this does these really well. And this one has the USB connection where I can charge it with a RAV power pack or solar panel.
About a minute and a half, about 90 seconds of light.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to swirl it around in there, keep things moving, make sure that it contacts the electrodes here so that it's completely immersed. I was skeptical at first because, come on, it's just light, but you know, science. Huh. Go figure. Says you're done when there's a smiley face. Bologna's excellent, isn't it? Ooh, bologna good. Is this one taffy? There you go. Pink taffy.
So this is what we did today. We started here at the Soldier Creek trailhead, crossed the creek, came up, and right out of the gate, gorgeous views of these mountains here. Came up here and then went into the wilderness about here. Coming up through here, gorgeous thick foliage all the way up. Probably came out of the foliage about here, and then we could see the creek coming down from the upper meadow here. Along here, right along the creek, the flowers were just unbelievable through here. We hiked up here a little further, and our backpacking camp is right in this area right here. And it was a 4.6 mile hike, 2,500 feet of elevation gain, and we are camping at 8,500 feet above sea level. The end of our first day of our backpacking fishing trip here in the Ruby Mountains. We just wanted to do a quick review of the day.
First of all, we're right next to this idyllic stream. Meanders down through this beautiful pasture and all these wonderful flowers that are still blooming full on in August. And the sky is wonderfully blue. Some of the most beautiful and amazing things in the mountains, especially in the desert mountains, are tiny. You know, they can't be too glorious because they live on so little. So they have to economize, and they do that by being small. These purple flowers on the long stalks, flowers I've not seen before. These are newer, different. I like the really big scrub oak leaves. They turn great colors as the season progresses, and in August you see a lot of them that are burned around the edges. I just like the look of them, look weathered. It's a day. I can't stop smiling.
Well, that's nice. Okay, we're going to say goodnight.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good morning. John, how was your sleep last night?
You know, my sleep was really good. We had a restless dog in the night, and it didn't seem to bother me very much.
I was up with Gracie 4 times last night. She's having a hard time with her intestines. Ready to hit the mountain trail, head up to Hidden Lake. Come on. Gracie is enjoying Hidden Lakes. I think we can put our tent right here. We'll have to move these trees.
And the view of views. Look at that.
This was our backpack hike today. We started here at our camping site here and started up the mountain trail, came up here, and then we left the trail and went on to the Hidden Lakes trail and then climbed up some switchbacks, got up close to the top, and from here you can just see all this all the way around. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then we went up over a hump and dropped right down into Hidden Lake, and we are camping right in that area right there. We had a very nice day. We traveled 2 miles. That was 600 feet of elevation gain per mile, so it was quite a bit of work. We were tired when we got to camp. We set up camp and just went in the tent and relaxed. Tomorrow we'll be fishing here at Hidden Lake.
Very excited about that.
So what was your favorite part of the day, John?
I think probably just coming up over this ridge here. You know, you get to the end and there's a payoff right there. There's the lake. And it's the kind of spectacular that I'd expected. And I think then turning back around and looking out there and seeing all the other lakes and this glorious expanse of beautiful mountains. Very unique to Nevada. Never seen mountains like this here. So this is it was been a great day.
It has been. My favorite part of the day was our campsite. It is just so spectacular, the view from our camp.
Literally sit up in the tent and look at the lake.
Anything else you'd like to say?
I don't know. Good night, Gracie.
Good night.
We're out to catch fish this morning. It's the first time I've done it in probably since I was an older teenager or a young adult. So I've been schooled, like the fish. There are 3 big rocks over here. And the whole idea is fish-like structure. There's a nice little spot over about 20, 30 yards. Cast over into it, drag our lines back this way, and hopefully lure them out of those rocks. Got to give them a reason to come out. This is awesome! Look what I got. Wow. Big. Oh my God. I just sort of had to be patient. So now what?
14-inch cutthroat. I was dragging a double renegade fly right along the shoreline. Nice fish.
Come on. Again, big. This is a 17-inch cutthroat that I caught with yellow, green, and sparkly power bait. I didn't have that pole down there 5 minutes for. This fish took. And he's gorgeous. And he's going to be delicious. And I am so high right now. Smelling the river and the fish on my hands, which I actually love. That smell of really super fresh fish, which you don't really get out in Vegas. It's not really that fresh, and I guess they pull it right out of the carp tank. I'm so happy. I mean, I guess I'm feeling a certain peace. I held that fish in my hands. I helped dispatch it. Cut it up, put it in a bag. I'm gonna eat it tonight. I'm gonna cook it with my own hands. It's so primal and so cool. Caught our fish and we got them filleted, and we're gonna cut them into about 1-inch strips, and then we will dredge them in either the trout mix or the panko.
Putting in olive oil, clarified butter, also known as ghee. It's already hot. So we're gonna put in the fish now, just 2 pieces.
You don't want it to saute, you want it to fry. We're gonna do a taste test here. Just came out of the oil. First of all, I've never had fish fresher than this, ever. And let's try a little of that. Okay, look at this. That is lake bacon. That's the skin that came off of that fillet. Leave it on there. You won't be sorry. Crunches like a potato chip. Actually kind of tastes like a potato chip with a very fishy back end in a totally good way, and chewy. I could eat that all day. This is what it looks like when you got it breaded.
These are the ones that have been cooked in panko breadcrumbs and Zatarain's blackened seasoning.
The first piece we had was a dredge with flour and paprika and bay seasoning and salt and pepper, pretty straight up, and a little bit of cayenne. And that was good. That really let that fresh fish flavor come through. This is the Zatarain's blackened seasoning. It's a little hard to say. Okay. Still just as good. A little crispier. No, the crisp on the outside is a little bolder because it's panko and not just flour. So it's not as delicate. And it definitely has a little more zing. But they are just both worthy. I think maybe we need to mix them all together and try it that way too. What do you think? Yeah? Delicious. I'm just gonna go eat these somewhere.
We had an awesome day.
We did.
We ate so much fish.
We did.
We were
That's how much
thinking about
fish we-
going down and go fishing after. Oh, we'll eat and then we'll go back. No.
Yeah. And I learned a lot today. Had a great time. Super appreciative of my good friend Dave, who's showing me the time of my life. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, a lot of fun. Anything else, John?
I don't think so. I'm gonna sleep well again tonight. So.
Yeah, so am I. I'm beat. Well, good night.
Good night to you. Good morning.
We are in paradise.
We are still in paradise.
Well, what's the plan today, John?
We are going to go to, you're going to ask me to remember the name of that lake.
Robinson.
We're going to catch some brook trout
And cook them
and cook them
and eat them.
and have another fish feast again.
Nice place for a tent right here, all leveled out. Somebody dug it out. This is going to be our camping site. First cast, brookie. That's got to be about 10 inches, I'd say.
Here's my first brookie, little 8-inch.
Number 2 brookie, about 9 inches, like the last one.
Cute little one right there.
Yeah. Caught this on a black gnat with a red attractor, and we've been catching them on the double renegade as well.
See, look at that. Really pretty.
I gotta put that one back, but what a cute little fish. 8-9 incher right there. Brook trout, beautiful fish. John, what happened today at the lake?
We caught fish. Lots of little brookies. Little small ones. Feisty little fish.
Who caught the biggest fish?
That would be me. You caught more though.
How many do you figure you caught?
I'd say 6.
6?
Yeah.
And you kept what,
6 or 7?
3 of yours?
Kept 3.
All on flies, dragging behind a bubble.
These fish are just like, oh, I'm gonna eat that fly.
Should we go have fish dinner?
We should go have fish dinner. We caught our trout tonight, and as promised, we're going to do a mix of the 2 dredges. And so we'll have some of the Zatarans, some of the trout mix. Unlike yesterday, where we had the big fat fillets, these are little tiny ones, so we're just gonna cut them in 2. Redo of what we did last night. Extra virgin olive oil, about a ½ an inch or so. Pouring in the ghee. What those little bad boys look like when you get them all breaded. And it looks like our oil is hot enough, starting to smoke. How you want it. And see how those cook up. And kind of curl up. That's probably done. Oh, that's a beautiful. I like the Diamond Crystal kosher salt. And that salt will cling to them when they're that hot like that. The combination was really good. Kind of like the best of both worlds. Not quite as peppery, not quite as paprika-y. The fish is delicious, different texture, sweeter. So delicious. Don't you want some?
Started here at our camping site and came down going south. We started down a hill right here, and once we got down to about here, we had a glorious view of this whole upper mountain meadow between these 2 ridges. Then we continued hiking on down here, and we came to a junction. You could either go over here to Soldier Lake, or you can continue by bushwhacking down to Robinson Lake. So we decided to bushwhack. We came through some willows right in this area, and then came over here and crossed the creek onto a ridge, and came across this ridge into a few stands of trees looking for a campsite. Didn't find anything. So we climbed up a little hill, just a short one, up to another little ridge, and found another stand of trees, and that is where our camping site is right there. This here has an incredible view of all the valley over here. We're probably 50-60 yards from this creek right here, and we get fresh water to purify. So that's where we're camping. It was a 2.5 mile hike. We're camping at 9,100 feet above sea level, and we probably gained about 200-300 feet from our campsite this morning to here.
Well, this is the end of this day. This was a really good day.
Fun and yet unique. Every time I come up here with you, get a chance to just shake the roar of the city, distance yourself from it, and it gives you a chance to think things through and have some peace while you do it. And that, more than anything, is the gift that the wilderness gives you. Good night, Gracie.
I'm a cup of joe.
Good way to start the day.
So we're hiking out to civilization today.
Yep. What are your thoughts?
I'm very ambivalent about it. You know, the thought of my own bed is nice. The air mattress is nice. It's the air mattress of kings. But it is an air mattress. And it is thin. But I finally got the roar of the city out of my ears. Now I gotta go back and put it back in again.
Yeah. What day did that go?
It was probably, I noticed it on the third morning. That was the morning, the first day we fished. That was one of the best days of my life. There was such intense concentration involved in it, such meditative method to the day. And then we caught those delicious fish and ate them. That gets you right back to what's real. You go out, you get it, you prepare it, you eat it, and you give thanks for it. Well, and you do this a lot, you know, this is what you do. To me, it's just an escape and a chance to be with one of my favorite dogs and one of my favorite human beings, and just be out here where it's quiet.
It's time to pack up.
This is the bathing lake. Yeah, you can walk right out in there and just sit yourself down.
John and I are just about ready to finish our hike. We're on the downhill slope. What we're going to do now is each of us are going to go over our highlights of what we liked about our backpacking and fishing trip. As far as the backpacking hike is concerned, I really liked the pace that we took on this hike. We didn't rush. We stopped when we needed to rest. We stopped and took our shoes and socks off and cooled them in the water. And that was one really nice aspect of coming on this trip with John, was we've never done a backpacking trip where we had so much water available to us. Favorite part of our fishing experience was when John caught his first fish after about 30 years. Main highlight of this whole backpacking adventure was having John along with me. John has an exemplary spirit, happy on the trail, happy in adversity, happy in the pain of backpacking.
The most amazing thing was on the first day when we come up from the trailhead, and it's a pretty good hump, and it's all like underbrush, and it's very dense, and it's very cool and almost mysterious, and we can hear the creek roaring next to us. And then we come out on top and we open up into this hillside meadow. And on the other side are trees and the creek underneath. And the light striking the creek, flowers on the mountainside. I was filled with such a feeling of joy and contentment. I think fishing wise, it wasn't my first day because I was just like really trying to concentrate on how to do it and not look like a complete idiot. Second day I think was my favorite when we got out and started catching the brookies, and it was more sporting, and you could cast out there and pull them on in, and they would chase after the fly as you pull it in. You could watch them coming after it. But frying up the fish was probably the culinary highlight. I discovered lake bacon and coined the phrase lake bacon. I coined it lake bacon, trademark. If I had to pick a singular moment, it was probably the first morning we were up at Hidden Lake. We had the best camping spot up on the north end of the lake looking down at it, and you could see the entire valley and the lake and everything just by sitting up and looking out the tent. And I got up and I got out and I took care of my business and I just looked out over the lake and just had this wonderful feeling of calm. I super appreciate one of my very best friends, Dave, who is so generous with his time, and his knowledge, and his kindness. And his unabashed love for the wilderness.